Let's talk about one of the most notable females in scientific history, Hypatia. Today, we're going to discuss her significance in the real world and how her studies have hugely impacted our modern understanding of mathematics and science as a whole. But before we get into that, let's ask another question. Who really was Hypatia? Hypatia of Alexandria was a very significant philosopher, astronomer, and mathematician from Alexandria, Egypt. She was one of the first female mathematicians to be noted in history and one of the most prominent, influential thinkers of her time. Hypatia was born in 370 AD and grew up with her father, Theon of Alexandria. Not much is known about her mother. Theon, in attempts to shape young Hypatia into a perfect scholar, taught her everything he knew about mathematics, philosophy, and astronomy. Over time, Hypatia proved herself to be an avid learner and an extremely intelligent young woman. Unfortunately, many people of her society did not accept seeing such a brilliant female and thought her a witch because of her being a pagan and studying Neoplatonist philosophy. Despite the hostility from her community, Hypatia dedicated herself to her studies and in 390 AD began teaching at the Neoplatonist school in Alexandria. She continued her studies of Neoplatonist philosophy while teaching, and 10 years later, in 480, became the distinguished head of the school. At this point in her life, Hypatia had gained popularity in various cities around Alexandria for her intelligence and studies. In her life, Hypatia had many influential accomplishments and contributions, such as her research on celestial bodies and our solar system, her commentary on various works of distinguished intellectuals, such as Diophantus and Apollonius, and her work on astronomical inventions such as the hydrometer and the astrolabe. And while those are all important, her most major contribution to our world would be her impact on modern mathematics, especially that of algebra and geometry. Hypatia is known for her extensive commentary on Diophantus's Arithmetica and her methods of solving Diophantine equations. She not only explained intricate concepts of algebra, but also developed techniques to solve Diophantine equations, which allowed other mathematicians to tackle problems beyond the realm of just geometry. She also provided commentary and research for Apollonius's conics, describing how cones could be divided into various planes. This development led to the study of parabolas, hyperbolas, and ellipses. Her contributions in mathematics have made major and influential impacts on our modern knowledge about algebra, geometry, and our world as a whole. Unfortunately, Hypatia's life came to an untimely end in 415 AD. She was brutally murdered by a mob of angry Christians because of her paganism. But today, she is still perceived as a symbol of perseverance and intelligence. Despite the religious hostility and harsh treatment of her community, Hypatia devoted herself to her studies and did not let the people of her society put her down until the very end of her life. After her death, her legacy paved a path for the young mathematicians and scientists all over the world, and left a promise that as long as one has their mind set on something and devotes effort and time into it, it can be achieved no matter what people say.